They all laughed when they thought I couldn't hear. But I did. Every word, every snort behind those champagne flutes, every whisper wrapped in venom. I stared at the place card in front of me, white, pristine, expensive, in black serif print. Idiot trash. Not a joke, not a typo. My wife glanced at it, covered her smirk with a sip of wine, and leaned into her boss, Cassandra, with a gleam in her eye like they were in on the same cruel joke. They were. That moment split my world into two. Before that night, I was the supportive husband, the quiet investor, the man behind the curtain funding her rise. After, I became something else, something colder, sharper, the version of me they never saw coming. We were married 8 years. I met her when she was pouring drinks at a rooftop lounge downtown. Ambitious, hungry. I admired that. I believed in her, took a chance, funded her MBA, introduced her to my network, wrote the check that helped her get her foot in the corporate door. And I watched with pride as she climbed. First assistant, then analyst, then something senior at Cassandra Stratton's boutique firm. She started coming home later. Slicker clothes, colder voice, less we, more me. I asked once if we were still a team. She said I was being insecure. 3 weeks before the party, I found the first email. Her laptop was open on the kitchen island in an accident. Subject line, tonight's, same room. It wasn't just one email. There were dozens. Photos, too. Dinners, hotel receipts, group chats with her coworkers, calling me Mr. Doormat, jokes about how Cassandra loved watching her girl boss play with weak men, how they dared each other to see who could humiliate their partner best. I scrolled until my eyes burned. And I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just closed the laptop and went upstairs to kiss her goodnight. That's when the plan began. I played dumb for 3 weeks, held her hand, picked out her dress for the party, even offered to drive her. What she didn't know was that while she slept, I consulted a divorce lawyer, a very good one. I gathered every financial record, traced every expense, even pulled receipts for those spa weekends and girl boss retreats she claimed were work-related. They weren't. While she slept beside me, I was already separating accounts, preparing asset division, shifting funds legally, quietly. I built a wall, not out of anger, out of precision. Then came the night of the gathering. The venue was upscale, of course, polished concrete floors, imported wines, a guest list full of people who shook hands with their eyes closed. I walked in beside her. Nobody greeted me. Not one, just side eyes, snickers, until I reached my seat and saw it. Idiot trash. She didn't expect me to sit, but I did. I sat, smiled, and watched them all from across the candlelight. Cassandra raised her glass and toasted. Unshakable women. The table cheered. I chewed my steak in silence. She never noticed the file folder in my bag, or the non-disclosure contracts, or the private investigator's report, or the photos. She didn't notice the USB drive I slipped into the jacket of her firm's legal counsel on the way to the bar. But she did notice when I stood up to leave. She grabbed my arm, fake concerned. Leaving already? I smiled. Just tired. And then I turned to Cassandra. Before I go, I want to be clear. I'm cutting ties with you. There was a pause. Just a second. Confusion flickered behind her Botoxed face. Then I walked out. What followed was a chain reaction they couldn't stop. The legal notice arrived 3 days later. Divorce on grounds of infidelity. I submitted documented evidence, financial misconduct, marital cruelty, and because of the contracts she'd signed using my name as guarantor, the firm's upcoming deal with a European fund collapsed. That's when the audits began. Turns out Cassandra had more to hide than just infidelity among staff. Fraud, misappropriation, all revealed because someone gave the regulators exactly what they needed. Her empire crumbled in under 2 months. My ex-wife tried calling, 17 missed calls in one night. I didn't pick up. Her final message was just one sentence: "You planned this." She finally understood. I didn't do it to be cruel. Cruelty would have been shouting at the dinner table, throwing wine, exposing her in front of everyone that night. No, this was surgical. I wanted her to feel it slowly, the weight of everything. She underestimated the husband she mocked. He owned the house, the car, the savings. Her boss, under federal investigation. Every girl boss who laughed at me that night. Some are unemployed, some are being sued, some are suddenly very quiet online. I remember the smell of that venue: linen napkins, sea bass, citrus-scented hand soap in the bathroom. But mostly I remember the silence as I turned my back on them, how it stretched, awkward, confused, then uneasy. They weren't sure what I meant. Now they do. I live differently now. Clean apartment, quiet mornings, no fake smiles. I'm not angry, not bitter. I don't need to be. I have peace, and they have the wreckage. And every time I pass a place card at a restaurant, I smile, because I know what they forgot. Even the quiet one, even the so-called idiot trash, can burn empires down without raising their voice. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe Ray Stories for more stories.